Important update for employer sponsorship visa in Australia. Hi, this is Nish from Professional Visa and Education Services, immigration lawyer. Today I'm going to discuss about this particular topic around TSMIT. I just want to explore what TSMIT is all about and also want to shed some lights about what changes is coming so that as an employer, you should be aware about this. And if someone is looking at getting an employer sponsorship visa, this is also important for you. So let's dive us further. So 1st of July 2026, the TSMIT salary, which is the minimum threshold for an employer to pay the employee, has increased to 79,499 from 76,515. So what is this? This is a minimum salary an employer has to offer their employee if they wanted to sponsor under the employer sponsorship scheme. Now, obviously, it is all depending on the occupation. Now, some occupation will be, if you really compare to the market, it will be well above that threshold, but then some occupation might be well below the threshold. But what you need to understand as an employer is this is a minimum salary that the one has to offer and pay the employees if they are under 482 or 186 visa. Many people have this confusion about I'm already holding a 482 visa, I'm already holding a 186 visa, and when I apply for this particular visa, I had a different TSMIT salary, which is a minimum threshold income was completely different. But now, every year, the Department of Home Affairs will try to do this price adjustment depending on the consumer pricing index. So they're always going to be increasing the TSMIT salary. Now, the common question is, if I'm already holding a 482 and 186 visa, do I have to be in this new TSMIT? Well, there is no specific law that says that you have to align with the new TSMIT salary, but there is expectation from the Fair Work. There is expectations from the Department of Home Affairs that the employer does this regular appraisal or performance review on their team members and align their salary with the minimum market salary rate. Cannot be below the threshold of the TSMIT, but of course they also have to do this yearly, or they, depending on their internal performance review, it has to match with the CPI. So these guidelines are usually given by the Fair Work, so the employer has to follow the Fair Work guidelines in terms of appraisal. But there is no law that you have to be, if you're already holding a 482 and 186 visa, you don't have to essentially be in this new TSMIT bracket. But when it comes to the employer obligation, well, they have to follow the general employment rules in Australia about the staff performance and review. Now, TSMIT is to ensure that no migrants who are under this employer sponsorship schemes are exploited just because they're facilitating a visa. So this is a protection layer for migrants to ensure that the employers are paying at the market salary rate, which is adjusted every year in the name of TSMIT. Hopefully this video will shed some lights about your understanding around the salary. Other important question that I usually get asked is, do I have to be on a TSMIT salary even if I'm waiting for the visa application for 482 or 186? The short answer for that is, well, you don't have to be holding the TSMIT salary while you're applying for a visa or when your visa is still under process with Department of Home Affairs. But then the condition is imposed once the visa is approved. So this will be stipulated on the visa grant letter as well. The actual salary will be stipulated on the visa itself, but then the employer has to follow these obligations from the date the visa is approved, because that condition will be imposed on the visa. Thanks for watching. This is Nish again from Professional Visa and Education Services.